Hey, good evening, everybody. We are tracking more showers out there. I'll tell you what, we got a split in the rain going on right now. Visibility is not the best, and the temperatures are kind of hovering upper 30s, low 40s. I do expect us to drop into probably the 37-degree range at some point tomorrow morning. We're going to go over this in a second. We don't have any snow in the forecast. It's just not going to happen. So overall, I think there was a lot of people teasing people on social media about that. It's going to end up about 200 miles north of us. So again, we've got area low pressure to the south. There's also one well north of us. The one up in the Great Lakes is the one causing more issues. And around here, we just have this very light, persistent rain that will continue. And as we take a look at temperatures, the cold front is still just to the west of Memphis, and it's going to start tracking to the east with time. And once it gets cold enough to snow here, the moisture is going to be gone. The only thing we're really worried about potentially is some patchy freezing fog tomorrow night. So we will have to watch that potential. Again, there's a chance of it happening. We'll know more tomorrow on that. A lot of times when we get a lot of rain like this, the ground's saturated and you get cold air on top of that, and you can get fog. And the reason it's called freezing fog is it can stick to bridges and overpasses. So a fog is basically a cloud. So you get those super cool water droplets in freezing temperatures, and it could cause issues. We've seen it in the past. But at least it's not going to be as cold as it is in Sioux Falls. My buddy up there, 7 degrees right now. That's not the wind chill. I imagine the wind chill is quite a bit more horrible than that because it's windy up there. We're going to see our winds pick up tomorrow on the order of 15 to 20 mile an hour with the gusts. But we will not see any snow. Again, the back end of the snow is approaching St. Louis right now, and they're getting some decent snow in southeast Missouri, and that will continue to move towards Paducah. Rain, a little bit of sleet in and around Nashville. If you're traveling to Nashville tomorrow morning, I don't think you're going to have any issues, just some wet roadways to start the day. But most of this rain will be gone by 8 o'clock in the morning, and then it just starts turning colder. So we kind of go back in time, see how the models are doing back a couple hours ago at 7 o'clock, and they were pretty much zeroed in on this pretty well. Not really showing the break that we have now on radar, but this is all going to fill back in overnight tonight. So temperatures holding in the 40s, low 40s, that's 2 o'clock in the morning. We still have a westerly wind. Notice about 8:30 in the morning, still some spot, that's actually 6:30. I saw that without my glasses. But 6:30 in the morning, we're going to wake up with a lot of drizzle, some low clouds, and just bad visibility in the mountainous areas. The cold front starts moving through right around 6 o'clock in the morning. And as it does so, which is typically the case in a setup like this, is that the moisture is out ahead of the coldest of air. But it will be a cold day. Look at that. That's noon tomorrow. North wind at 11, gusting to 15 to 20 miles an hour. It's going to feel like the 20s. So if you work outside, I feel for you. I don't even need to say dress in layers. Just dress as warm as you can because it's going to be a very cold day. By 5 o'clock, we approach sunset. Many of us won't see any sunshine at all tomorrow. Seeing some of your comments over here, my other comment thing isn't working, so if you're making comments and I'm not replying, that's why. I'm sure several of you, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did, enjoyed the last 5 days off, and I was just talking to AJ about how it used to be when we'd have Thanksgiving, the media just could not take off because it used to be big ratings. So you used to have the big ratings periods in, let's see, you got February, May, July, November was like the biggest ratings period. So we never could take off. But thankfully we can now because we realize there's so many other places for people to watch. But again, back to the forecast. We're going to wake up in the mid to upper 20s Wednesday morning. This is when we could see some of that freezing fog. So we'll have to watch out for that. There's your wind forecast. Sustained winds around 10 to 13 miles an hour with gusts to 20. And the rain chances, well, they're going to be higher again on Friday. That's going to be overnight Thursday into Friday. And here's your 3-day forecast. After this, we're going to talk more about the 10-day forecast and the setup for Friday, early Friday morning rain. It's going to be light, maybe even lighter than what we have out there tonight. But the big takeaway from the forecast is it's colder, a lot colder than it should be this time of year. I think our average high this time of year is in the upper 50s and low 60s. So we're far from that. At least it's not bitter cold like what we had a few last year. We were looking at single digits in December, but it's not going to be that cold. I'm starting to see some of your comments now, though. But I'm going to take this break real quick. It's 1 minute, and then we'll talk about the next weather maker Thursday night into Friday. It's all coming up. Hang on, you got 1 minute. Oh, there's the mic. Okay, let's go back to what I was talking about because that was important. So again, this is that time of year when seasonal affective disorder kicks in. So I just know you're going to get through it. Know that these days, we got the holidays coming up. It's lousy, and the weather is no fun out there. I don't imagine anybody that likes temperatures well below normal and it's cloudy. It's not snowing. We got drizzle, poor visibility. So again, fight through this week or two, and we should have some nicer weather. I think we're going to probably have a stretch of nicer weather before Christmas, but just know that this is the kind of weather that brings about seasonal affective disorder called SAD, SAD. So again, sorry I forgot the mic there for a second. We'll get back to the playlist here. It's a Monday. Sorry about that. So we got sound back. So here's our next weather maker. It's going to be cloudy all day tomorrow. Highs are going to be in the upper 30s. Then it gets down to 26 to 28 Wednesday morning. Wednesday will not be that great of a day. It's going to be cold again. And then Thursday is going to be cold. Okay, every day of the week is going to be cold. So we've established that. Here comes the next chance of rain. And this is going to be another one of those low clouds and drizzle coming in and temperatures in the 30s. So Thursday night's going to be a lot like tonight, but I don't think the rain is going to be as intense. The rain is going to be much, much lighter, but it's still going to be poor visibility, drizzle, light rain overnight through early Friday morning. Now, Friday afternoon, the rain is gone, but it's still going to be cold. This is 1 o'clock Friday. We're in the upper 40s, so we're locked into this pattern, and it's not going to give up until maybe the end of the weekend. End of the weekend looks good. End of the weekend looks better. So here's your 10-day forecast. 40 tomorrow. If we're lucky, most of you will be probably closer to 37. The wind chill most of the afternoon is going to be in the 20s. Down to 26. Some patchy freezing fog possible Wednesday morning. So this is where you want to watch the bridges and overpasses, especially over bodies of water. That's where we typically see this fog form. And then upper 40s all the way through Saturday. I don't like that forecast any more than you guys do. But we finally get some 50s back in here. Huntsville Havoc back in town in Huntsville Sunday evening. And then Monday, Tuesday, drier weather coming in. We've got rain in the forecast. It's raining tonight. We got more rain Friday, early Friday. And again, that's going to be Thursday night into Friday. But we don't have any real heavy rain. It's just that menacing rain. Good chicken and dumpling weather, yeah. And there's something going around, too. A lot of sinus infections going on. And, again, fight it as best you can. Make sure you, and if you find yourself with a sinus infection, something like that, I had one last week. Just drink plenty of water. Drink lots of water. That's the best advice I can give. I actually fought that off without having to go to the doctor for the first time in a long time. Usually every November I'm going to the doctor for a sinus infection. All right, you guys take care. I got to go do some radio, get ready for that 10 o'clock news. Sorry about that audio. You guys take care.